Darren Waller, TJ Houshmandzadeh, former pass catchers in the NFL, talking about Diontae Johnson, the free agent signee for the Browns at wide receiver. Comments that he made last year where he kind of mentally checked out.
It takes a level of maturity and emotional intelligence to stay in a game knowing like, all right, I'm not getting the opportunities that I would have wanted or that I think that I should get as a player of my talent. To stay locked in all 4 quarters, like it takes discipline. And I feel like there's a lot of these young dudes that come in the league that may get some opportunities early on and that ego get hit when you don't really play as much or some teams get you up out of there. Like having that level of maturity, like hopefully he could learn from this and like will get another opportunity.
But shouldn't you have the awareness when you go from Pittsburgh, Carolina, Baltimore in a span of a year? Shouldn't you have an awareness to where I'm in Baltimore right now? They got Zay Flowers, they got Rashad Bateman, Nelson Aguilar. I don't know how much I'm gonna play. I wasn't here at the outset. You can't, bro. When you a backup, you have zero. You have no equity. You don't have any. You can't do that. Now, if you want to be at home, do what you want to do.
Yeah, but that ego can have you blind to reality, though. If you don't check yourself, realize like I'm contributing, I'm the common denominator in all these situations. If you can't see that, you'll be in a situation like that.
Yeah, and again, John, I can't argue. I agree with what both Waller and Houshmandzadeh are saying, and I don't want to kill Johnson for admitting that publicly because the question was asked, he gave you an honest answer. But, man, you got a golden opportunity with the Browns. You better be right when you report to training camp.
Yeah, it's going to be really important for him, right? Obviously, bouncing around the way he did last year, never really had that chance to kind of get acclimated, right? So he definitely has a shot this year to kind of bounce back. And this is a former, back-to-back 1,000-yard receiver with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I think there's a chance for him to be a big contributor on this team. This is a Browns team that has been really good at grabbing these kind of cheaper options to fill starting holes and get decent play from these players in the past, whether it was Amari Cooper or Jerry Jeudy, even Elijah Moore. Like they continue that this year with Diontae Johnson and getting a talented player that doesn't cost them a lot and I think has a immediate potential to step into a starting role. I know they got some young guys like Cedric Tillman who flashed some potential as well already in his career, maybe takes a step forward, but there's room for Diontae Johnson to contribute alongside Jeudy and Tillman, especially in this offense. So I think he needs to kind of, like they said, recognize that opportunity for him and get right here for training camp because there's a big chance for him to either step up or, if it doesn't work out this year, there's the risk of, being out of the league at this time next year, right? So it's an important season for Diontae Johnson for sure.
You look at this wide receiving core. What are your thoughts? I mean, it concerns me. Let's leave it at that. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. It's lacking, right? That kind of star power. Like I said, Jerry Jeudy, he played well last year, better than he had in even Denver. So that was kind of nice for them to kind of get a player like that, another one of those reclamation type project players who was able to be a solid contributor for them. And I think, somebody like Cedric Tillman, he's, again, flashed that potential. But as far as being a consistent option for them, they're still going to want to see more from him this year. I think it's a group that probably, ranks closer to below average, right? They have some talent there that maybe could surprise based on that projection. Guys like Diontae Johnson specifically could be a big part of that. It was a disastrous season for him last year, but he's going to look to bounce back. And guys like David Njoku, obviously he's been there. It's I think a contract year for him, right? So it's going to be a big year for him to continue to deliver and stay healthy. I really liked Harold Fannin Jr., who they took in the draft. Like I really like their draft. The Browns picked some really interesting and fun players to go after that can be contributors for this team. And Harold Fannin Jr., he maybe isn't as involved this year in year one with David Njoku there, but if David Njoku happens to walk in free agency this next offseason, then then Fannin Jr. is somebody with as high of a receiving upside for the tight end position as we've seen coming out. Not to put him on a Brock Bowers level or anything like that, but he was, he led the entire FBS in receiving last year as a tight end. So there's a lot of potential there for him as a receiver, and I think a lot of potential for him to be a contributor in this Browns offense going forward. So there's some pieces, but yeah, definitely needs some work. I agree.